Welcome back to the DreamHack Pro Circuit, live here from Leipzig, Germany, where we just got done with our very first series, Savage, taking on Rogue, where Rogue concluded themselves with a 3-0 victory. We got a couple of games across the board from each and every one of the groups. And are we surprised with what we've gotten so far here, boys?
It seems like every single group, all the top seeds have won, except for one game, Tainted Minds. They take down Splice in a 3-0 win, their first international win ever. So Tainted Minds, they got the monkey off their back. They get to play Energy next, and who knows? Because Tainted Minds, they made the trip for a reason, and they want to make it all the way to day 3.
And they get to hold sort of that sole crown in an OCE now, with Chiefs having to lose Drippy as well. So Tainted Minds, now's your time to step up, carry the torch a little bit.
And that's a big win for their region alone. Like, if Tainted Minds went 0-2 here, then we're starting to talk about, like, OCE, man, they're really struggling. But Tainted Minds so far looking good.
Especially with the roster change of Drippy over to EG and the talent roster of the Oceanic region here. But let's go ahead and bring up a graphic to take a closer look of the action that we got over that last round here. Here we can see the results. Cloud9 able to get a win and things of the like there down Group A. But as we said, it didn't seem like anything too surprising quite yet.
Yes, mostly sweeps as well. So the teams that are supposed to win are playing extremely well so far. And that obviously doesn't include... Yeah, so far it makes sense. But later, we're going to start seeing these teams battle it out because we can only get so many 2-0 teams.
And I feel like that only gets amplified when we consider what's going to happen with the format moving into day number 2, that only half of these teams are going to survive this kind of battle here today. And I feel like it's just going to really, rustle the jimmies in a good way here for these squads. But now we are going to be transferring over to our next matchup that we have unfolding here, and we're just going to be kind of taking the Rogue line down to their next opponent, and it is on to Cloud9. What are your guys' initial thoughts knowing that they're going against your reigning world champions?
Good luck.
Yeah, Rogue, from what we saw, besides AJ, good luck is the correct word, because they didn't look that great. Like, we were talking about Kronovi and all these like half volley plays that he had a chance for, and he missed what, like 5 or 6 in a row?
Yeah, I think it was 6.
Yeah, so it was a little rough for Rogue during that first series, but they played a team like Savage that didn't really seem to be clicking yet. You expect Cloud9 to be clicking right away.
Yeah, that was kind of one of my big things that I was thinking about. It's like, Rogue, you proved to me you can win when the other team hands you the ball and you get to play offense, and Cloud9, you are going to get anything but. They're going to be all over you. So you're going to have to really work on the challenge game and make the ball go the other way if you want to have success.
So let's flip the coin to the other side, because I think, knowing a team as formidable and prestigious as Cloud9, there's very few teams that we can put up against them and go, you probably got a good odds. So what are the things that we can see out of Rogue play style-wise to adjust to be able to deal with that? Boosted eye is one of the first things that comes to mind when going against C9.
For me, the one thing I liked from Rogue during the series with Savage is every time there was a pass and play, they would kind of get in the face of Savage and kind of break it up. They need to get in the face of Cloud9 as much as possible, because all 3 players can make those solo plays and just make you miss time and time again.
And that's kind of the nice thing about Cloud9 as well. That's one of my biggest criticisms of them overall. Sometimes the offense, when it's on, undoubtedly best team in the world. When it's off, they chuck the ball into the corner and they have to fight for possession over and over and over, and you end up with very low-scoring games, and that plays well into Rogue's favor, just because as long as they're not able to get the ball into the middle of the field, make a insane touch that nobody expects should ever happen, and then just beat you on the follow-up, that's going to be what Rogue is trying to do. And get the ball to the corner.
I'm going to go ahead and throw that question not only to you guys up here, but to everyone at home. If you would like to vote and give some of your thoughts on who you think is going to be able to take this series, you can do so voting in chat using the appropriate hashtag there for C9, using the entirety of Cloud9, or going up against Rogue. We want to know your thoughts, and we'll be keeping in tabs up with that as we get closer to this match kicking off. But I think we've always looked at Cloud9 as a team that has to be able to pack a punch, or beat, or more so be punched first, really, in most of these scenarios. The momentum can't go into their favor. They can't gain that control. Otherwise, they are just too darn good more often than not. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, we saw that at the World Championship, where they just rode that entire lower bracket, and they just kept that momentum going. They took down the best team to ever play Rocket League in Dignitas easily, too, 4-1, 4-1. So, like, if they can get going, very scary. They've been to 9 of the 16 Rocket League lands. They finished top 4 every single time. So if they have one more good result here, we could start talking about the greatest team in Rocket League history. Might start swaying to Cloud9.
But in terms of consistency.
But if they win this, like, they already have 3 titles, and that's tied with Dignitas. They might be the greatest team ever, but they have to show up here.
And that's the biggest, benefit for Cloud9 is even when they're not on and, winning world championships, they're still taking top 4 at every single event, and you cannot take that away from them.
And this might be the toughest one ever, though, for them, because all the good teams are here. So
yeah, and then what does that end up looking like here? But, you know, considering the fact that they almost always seem to place top 4, they have to be a very clear favorite going into the series. But we're going to go ahead and take a closer glance here now over to the roster of Cloud9. They have some of the biggest names that we know in the entirety of Rocket League, with things like Squishy Muffins, Torment, and Gimmick.
And it's funny because everyone talks about Squishy all the time. Like, the entire fan base talks about him, and he might be the 3rd best on their team, honestly. I'm not really sure. We see him right here. He is that prodigy, the mechanical god, probably one of the best players in the world. When it comes to just him and the ball, watch out for Squishy, and a Rogue cannot allow those attempts to happen, but that's easier said than done. And then we go over to like Gimmick. He was the Season 5 MVP during League Play, and Torment was the World Championship MVP of Season 6. Like, he popped off, and that's where Cloud9 kind of took it to another level where we didn't realize Torment could do flip resets, and he was pulling them off like crazy at the World Championship.
And Torment and Gimmick are both the 2 players that I think really are the driving forces, because, you know, Torment's that guy who says, all right, Squishy Gimmick, go do whatever you want. I'll just make sure nothing goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And whenever you finally open a door, because you inevitably will, because you're both that good, I'll make sure to put the ball in the net. And Gimmick is perhaps the best mover around the pitch in the entire game. He's so
I'm pretty sure you said he's the greatest ball chaser in the game.
He's the greatest ball chaser in the game. It's amazing.
He very much may be there, but I think they have such an interesting dynamic to be able to consider. But now we got to bring it back to who we just saw reign victor over Savage in that last round. Once again, taking a closer look at Rogue as the mountain himself there. Kronovi resides on our screen.
So throughout the offseason, miserable results. So that win versus Savage was so important to just build a confidence. I actually talked to Crow before, and like how that tryout process works for him, where he used to build a team around himself all the time. And he's like, it's basically the same exact thing. I just try to find 2 talented players and join them instead. So he was still trying out teams as well. But AJ, he popped off in that first series, and I think one big advantage Rogue has was they already played on this stage, so they got that warm-up on stage out of the way, and that might be probably the one advantage over Cloud9 they have in this series.
And even talking to Wonder in that interview that we had, he said, you know, we play well against Cloud9. We feel like we go pretty even keel with them. I'll believe it when I see it, though.
Yeah, of course.
So now's the time to show what you guys have done versus Cloud9 offline, Wonder.
And so, I want to bring it back to a little bit of what happened with WSOE achieved, specifically with you, kind of going against and not being willing to predict with Cloud9 and the success that they would have there, right? We have a wider audience, and maybe debatably, I would argue, stronger teams here represented than we ever have. You know, do we think that Cloud9 still has the tools to kind of reign on top? I'm not asking, do you think they're going to full win the tournament, but do you expect
they have the tools 100%.
All right.
It's like Cloud9, again, if all 3 players are doing, you know, the best they're the best team in the world, undoubtedly, when they're on 100%. No question. No team can beat that team when they're on.
To me, Cloud9 is like, if there was Vegas odds about this tournament, Cloud9 would still be the favorites, probably slightly over Flipside and Energy, because of that consistency where we expect them. Sure, maybe, but that consistency where they never have a bad result will put them in that conversation every single tournament.
The consistency you cannot argue with, and that's the impressive thing about Cloud9.
Well, now it is time to actually reside and give a vote here. We're going to lay down the predictions here, but I'm not going to go first this time here. I think this one's a little bit different than the last, so I'm going to go ahead. Chiefs, we'll start off with you. What do you expect here? What's your vote for the series?
Definitely Cloud9. Cannot bet against it. Rogue, yes, you came off a win against Savage. Yes, it is your 2nd game on the stage, but there's too much against you. I was not convinced in Savage's performance, and you're not going to get handed the ball to do whatever you want this time.
I have to agree. Cloud9 should win this because Rogue just didn't look that convincing. It seemed like AJ was doing some amazing things by himself, but for the most part, it came down to challenges and then the ball spilling out. Kronovi had a lot of misses, and if that continues, that'll be a big problem.
Challenge game is Cloud9's game.
Yeah, and that's the one area that has me really sitting here going, like, I feel like I've got to fall on the side of Cloud9. A lot of those challenges that we can see out of Kronovi where maybe we're a miss, I feel like that's a moment where suddenly that's a squishy goal 2 seconds later here in the series. We will find out here, as it's going to be a lot of action here. I feel like I'm very exciting here, but we got to first figure out what you at home think. Do you fall on the side as we do here with your reigning world champions? The answer is clearly a heavy yes. 78% seem to agree here.
But they were wrong in that first series. I'm just going to mention that.
It was 75-25.
It was 75-25, and they were wrong. So,
That's fair.
But now it's both NA teams, so now they can't even be biased.
Yeah,
so
that's a
now
good
maybe
point.
they're going to be right.
Yeah. They can be a little bit more accurate with it there. But we're going to go ahead and bring up the conversation and figure out what our commentators think here over this matchup, because this one is a bit of a doozy. James Bott and Jorby, guys, what are your thoughts here for C9 versus Rogue?
Well, Dreadnought, here's the thing. Cloud9, the only thing you guys haven't mentioned about this team is they can make double commits look like completely intentional play. You see on Twitter the other day, Squishy posted the goal him and Gimmick scored where they both double committed, but they're like, yeah, flip, resets, shot.
Yeah, it was a great goal.
It was actually disturbing.
You can't play against that.
Yeah, I agree with the guys on the desk are saying, you know, AJ, he was playing really well, but we saw times where Kronovi seemed out of place. Wonder, he was there, he was doing a good job, but with Cloud9, rarely do people have bad games. Rarely do players have bad games on that, and they're the most consistent team that we've seen up there with Dignitas continually performing at every live event. So this is going to be an uphill battle for Rogue.
Well, guys, go ahead and take it away, and we'll figure out if Cloud9 is on point here today.
All right, thank you, Dreadnought. Yeah, this really just feels like a no-brainer. Cloud9 gonna win this. I mean, this
no-brainer.
This is the
wow.
This is the true test for Rogue. Savage, that's a warm-up, and the guys on the desk were right in the fact that AJ was really the only player that was truly popping off.
But
that series.
I mean, Rogue just played on stage. They are prepared. They're ready to go. Cloud9 coming up on stage for the first time. So this game one is going to be very important, Jorby. I can see Rogue taking an upset over Cloud9, but it is going to be difficult, but they can do it.
Okay, all right. And you know what? I won't be too surprised if it happens. We have seen teams take Cloud9 to task when really no one thought they could. Can Rogue do the same here? Game one, we're going to get right into it. And off the kickoff, Kronovi pops one up high. Squishy not able to clear it away, blocked in midfield. AJ stays with it off the ceiling.
Why was Kronovi there? Where did he come from?
Yeah. Off the ramp, though, Gimmick able to clear it away again. Early pressure for Rogue. They're going to keep it up. Wonder looking, and nobody able to find this ball off of perhaps an intentional whiff, but can't be too sure. Kronovi on the challenge, back to the corner. And finally, Cloud9 go the other way. A great pass to Torment from Gimmick. Cloud9 strike first.
You know, Gimmick, he is known as a scorer, but he can also pass too. I mean, look at this play coming off the wall, finding Torment out in the middle. Torment saw that play developing. He was ready for it, and he took that shot. Torment getting on the board first for Cloud9.
And so, James, you talked about how this game one is important for Rogue, and a lot of times we talk about how scoring the first goal in a game just does so much to set the tone and the pace. But Cloud9 are the ones who set the tone in the first minute.
Yeah, they're keeping this pressure on, and AJ having to try to bail him out. Not going to help. And Squishy, what are you doing?
Squishy, get out of the way. No good. Gimmick, he's able to keep it away from Rogue here. Torment catches this one out, tries to bait somebody out. AJ and Kronovi back there not having any of it. Wonder gonna pick that save up off the shot from Gimmick. Chaos in the back of Rogue.
I still am just scratching my head. A chance now for Squishy to try to make up for that one. That was so wide open. There was nobody from Rogue within a country mile of that goal. And Gimmick, Squishy prevented it from going in.
Not able to get to that ball. Kronovi able to clear it away. And we've seen Rogue play a couple of close games in their first series against Savage. 1 goal difference in almost all of the games. They've been able to move down the field a couple of times, but no consistent pressure. Demo not able to make the save. Gimmick picks it up. Torment with the assist.
And then this again, Wonder getting stuffed by Gimmick. This ball going off the ceiling towards net. Kronovi had to get that ball off to the side. It was a very difficult position for him to be in. You gotta wonder, you know, maybe he thought somebody was coming up right behind him, but perhaps he shouldn't have flipped. Maybe he should have just tried to position his car and hit that back out, but it was a tough situation for him to be in. Good dunk from Gimmick.
And Squishy off the ceiling and the backboard. Blocked there by Kronovi. And Crow trying to tee that back down to Wonder. Torment's there with the challenge. And again, keeping that pressure up. Squishy ball knocked to the side by Rogue. And Squishy now, he's able to get by Wonder. Wonder, a big miss there on the clear. Torment able to keep it against the backboard, but AJ keeping the ball close. We saw him do that all series against Savage. He does it again to bail his team out. They can't allow Cloud9 to get another goal. Here's Wonder, and it's just high, no, blocked by Torment, and they keep them at 0.
Now a counterattack opportunity, but a lot of that chance right there for Rogue was due to AJ and his defense denying that shot attempt and then getting the ball to his teammates to start that counter. So AJ continuing to play well right there, but Cloud9 is just overwhelming Rogue.
And up high against the backboard, Squishy can't find that touch. Crow only able to hit it straight into Gimmick. And I mean, this is clinical by Cloud9 right now. They're just rolling across midfield. That a light shot easily blocked by Squishy Muffins. And Torment rolling off the side wall, playing it away past an attacker, and Cloud9 move down the field yet again. A demo just to prevent any kind of block in midfield. They do it. A light shot blocked again, followed up by Gimmick. The save by Torment. Gimmick finding himself close to the ball here. Tried to pinch it past. And Squishy gonna give it to Torment. Cloud9, possession in their own half. Just haven't felt the pressure from Rogue in game 1.
And I like that back pass from Squishy as well. Rogue, they've had a few opportunities, but just solid defense from Cloud9 and a chance again for Rogue. So they haven't had no chances. It's been decent opportunities, but Cloud9 just very on point. And now an open net for them. And that, you feel like that's just going to put this game away.
Yeah, 3-0, less than a minute. Really tough to come back from that. And this isn't the first open net that Rogue let in game number 1 here. Getting sucked into their own offense, trying to force something against this Cloud9 team. And Cloud9 is that frustrating to play against when they win every challenge. When you expect them to hit the ball and they just keep it close to them, it almost feels unpredictable with what they're going to do wherever they are on the pitch. Rogue trying to clear that ball away. Still Cloud9 keeping up the pressure, and that's what you like to see from Cloud9. Even though you're up 3-0 with 35 seconds left, still relentless pressure, not giving an inch to Rogue.
And then even Kronovi and Wonder running into each other right now. You know, the guys on the desk said it. You know, Savage gave Rogue a lot of space. Cloud9 giving them none.
So Rogue just looking for a pick-me-up goal, because it just hasn't felt good at all for them for the duration of this 5 minutes. Torment gets another because why not? And Cloud9 going to take game 1 easily.
And then again, missed there by Kronovi, bouncing off the post. A tough spot for him to be in, but the game was already over. Torment just padding his stats at this point. Cloud9, a commanding victory in game 1.
And this is just expected play from Cloud9. This is exactly what their fans, everyone watching at home, this is the team that you expect to perform against a team with a new roster like Rogue. And Crow picks up a goal here, but in garbage time really doesn't matter, and really just looking forward to game number 2 to try to get things sorted out.
I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't agree with you that it doesn't really matter. It's frustrating to get shut out in a game. Just getting on the board, going into the next game, it's going to be a positive factor. It's definitely going to be a positive factor. Yeah, there was no hope for them winning, but now they have something to look forward to. However, Cloud9 absolutely dominant in game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they talked about Cloud9's challenge game on the desk, and I think it was on perfect display in game number 1, especially in the attacking third of the field, where especially Gimmick would just be in your face all over the pitch. He can get to the ball wherever he is if it's his turn to go for it, but they don't run into each other. They don't get into each other's way, and that's part of what makes Cloud9 such a good team, is that there were some moments where Rogue was putting on some pressure, and he thought, oh, they got the ball by Squishy in front of the box, and now, but Gimmick's there to save it.
But to me, it was Gimmick's speed and his passing. We saw there getting around that ball. And I mean, that was the save from Squishy. Torment putting it right on him. Perhaps Squishy thought Torment was going to put that high. Then the chance there, Kronovi didn't have enough time to try to get around that, to dribble it out. And then again, saves there on behalf of Cloud9. But Gimmick's speed was something that just helped Cloud9 get a couple of those goals, especially the one for Torment and the corner, getting that ball out to him. And then there was the other, open net goal where Gimmick was able to beat a defender from Rogue to the ball and center it out for a wide open long-range goal. So Gimmick's speed, his passing, playing a key part. And then Cloud9 as a whole, they're just not giving Rogue any space to work with.
In game number 2, Rogue going to look to try to free some space and push Cloud9 back against their own back wall and tie this series up. Been a lot of 3-0s in day 1. And off the kickoff, AJ trying to stay with it, but it is cleared away. Rogue shot high, pulls up Squishy. And no quick follow-up there from Rogue. You feel like that might be a situation where they need the pressure against Cloud9, but playing it back, waiting for the touch, they're able to play it towards midfield.
And Gimmick used a lot of boost for that challenge coming from behind. This could be a golden opportunity for Rogue if they can get the ball downfield quickly.
And AJ can only get it to the corner, tries to get back to this ball, and he does. But Cloud9 playing those corners, playing the edge, and keeping midfield locked down in the first 30 to 40 seconds of gameplay. AJ, back over to Kronovi. Back to Wonder from AJ. And off the corner, AJ tries to take this one. He got a free look at it, and the crossbar is his worst enemy. Crow, back to AJ. Can he finish this one? No, it's blocked by Cloud9, and they hold on.
That was a tough angle for AJ to even get that shot anywhere close. Was pretty impressive.
And AJ again from the side wall, trying to flip it by Torment. Hits it right into Kronovi. Back against the back wall. Looking for a shot is Wonder. That's about as long as you'll see the ball drop on the ground in front of Cloud9's net. An opportunity Rogue could not capitalize on. Blocked again. Still keeping up the pressure. Here's AJ. He puts it in the top corner, and Rogue strike first.
Not a lot of space for AJ to work with, but it doesn't matter. You see Wonder getting that pinch. Gimmick trying to time that off the ceiling. He actually jumped just a little bit too high and got too much height on that jump. Had he jumped a little smaller, he might have been able to make that save, but AJ was there and ready. And a good start from Rogue in game 2.
AJ looking for Kronovi, and he found him there. Only going laterally on the field. Gimmick back over to Squishy, and the shot blocked by AJ. Cloud9 can't get back to this ball. AJ moves it downfield again. Crow back to AJ, blocked by Torment. Wonder keeping the play alive. High against the backboard. Squishy's there to receive it. Back over to Gimmick, and now it's a quick transition from Cloud9. High off the back wall. Gimmick back over to Torment. High against the backboard. Squishy tries to get there, and Wonder able to clear the ball.
Yeah, Kronovi spent a little bit too much time at the midfield. He didn't have any boost by the time it was just him left on defense, so that was fortunate for Rogue that they were able to get out of that situation unscathed.
Kronovi only gave it away for Torment. Forcing one up, back to Crow. But Gimmick back towards midfield. Or past midfield, excuse me. Torment with the follow-up. Halfway through, Rogue hanging on to this lead. Squishy back over to Gimmick. Gimmick high again. He goes for it twice. Instead, fakes it, allows Squishy to score. Cloud9 tie the game.
And this is a fantastic fake right here from Gimmick. Going for that double tap. Didn't have the boost and looked like it was intentional. Even got the bump on the defender in net. If you could see that, he did get the bump on the defender and just had that open net for Squishy. So heads up play from Gimmick, and now Cloud9 tying it up.
Up high again, teeing it back, looking for Kronovi, but Gimmick the first to the ball. Squishy following it up as well. Rogue starting to feel the heat from Cloud9, but Wonder back over to the corner. Kronovi, it's his turn to look for it. Pulls up high against the backboard. Squishy able to play it away again.
And we've seen quite a few times so far where we're cutting to Kronovi in the midfield where he's sitting on no boost. So you've got to wonder what's happening for him, where he's moving, that he's not able to pick up a few pads or pick up some corner boosts, because having no boost at midfield, it really limits your options.
And easily picking up that rebound. That shot blocked by Gimmick. The length of the box, but Rogue putting together a good sequence. AJ too close to Cloud9 to progress forward. Kronovi able to play it to the corner again, but this is another opportunity maybe for Cloud9. No. Blocked again in a good demo to at least stop it for a half second, but Gimmick was there quickly to hit it back into Rogue territory.
Yeah, that demo from AJ key because that attacking player was in a great spot to put a threatening shot on net, but still Rogue are not out of the woods just yet.
Rogue trying to play so slow on the defensive end, trying to maybe force a mistake, keeping the ball close, trying to create some sort of man advantage against Cloud9. 45 seconds left. Here's AJ, nothing left in the tank. Tries to force it for Wonder, blocked by Squishy. And now Squishy with Gimmick on the wing. Around the corner, Crow tries to follow him the whole way. It's a win for Torment, and he puts it in with 30 seconds left. Cloud9 in the lead.
And Torment, he was waiting out in the middle of the field yet again. We saw him wait for a pass from Gimmick in game 1. Now in game 2, waiting to see what kind of opportunity Squishy was going to generate for him. And what a perfectly placed shot. Torment getting the lead for Cloud9.
Rogue. They had the lead for a while, and it was a tie game for a while, but Cloud9 off the crossbar, can't pick up a third goal. Answered the call in game 2, and it's 2 unanswered for Cloud9. Midfield, feel like this is Rogue's last shot. Wonder. Looking no good, blocked again by Cloud9. Wonder keeps that ball up. The aggression by Squishy, looking to kill the ball. Still up for AJ. He wants to play this down. Crow says, okay. Catching it once around the corner. Killed. Cloud9 take game number 2.
Cloud9, again, great performance from them. This game was a lot closer. Torment, though, hitting a big shot off of that Squishy play. Squishy forcing that. And you know, that's one thing that Squishy and Gimmick will always do. Torment waiting in the midfield for Squishy and Gimmick to generate opportunities. This time, it just took Squishy all by himself to make that chance happen.
And again, in the first series of the day, Rogue and AJ, we talked a lot about how well AJ played, and he's still playing well in this series. He's still doing well in the defensive end, trying to generate opportunities for Rogue, but it just has not worked out for them. I mean, this shot right here was great.
That was fantastic speed. I mean, Gimmick was in a very difficult spot, but then look at this play from Gimmick. Going down, he actually got the bump. I don't know how intentional that bump was from him, but leaving that ball for Squishy was a great play. And then again here, Kronovi, perhaps he even should have let AJ make that save, because Kronovi, by hitting that save, he was able to block the shot, but AJ was in a spot where not only could he have blocked the shot, but he could have put the shot into a safe spot in the corner or up the sideline. So perhaps had he allowed for that to happen, they wouldn't have gotten scored on right there, but that's something that's always been a challenge. Kronovi always going for balls in that situation, or going for hits in situations where you don't expect. And that time, that hit going right out to Torment for that go-ahead goal for Cloud9.
And Rogue in reverse sweep territory. They now have to win 3 straight if they have hope of winning this series against Cloud9. And it's just felt like another day at the office for the boys on Cloud9. And off the kickoff from midfield, that shot blocked by AJ. And Rogue trying to get this one out, but knocked away again. Still in the corner. Wonder trying to keep that one away. Miss by Cloud9 here. See if Rogue can move past midfield. AJ trying to make as much as he can work with 0 boosts. And you see, as we pan through all 3 players here on the feed, they're all low on boost. It wasn't until AJ rotated back that he finally got a full canister. And Rogue
has been struggling for boost all series long.
And AJ trying to get this clear here, and blocked there by Wonder. That was a dangerous ball. They can be hard to read when they come off of 2 cars like that, but Rogue are able to keep the ball out of the net. Huge.
And although they did double commit, Kronovi and Wonder both in the same spot, playing against a team like Cloud9 where there's just 0 margin of error that you can allow for. And now a chance.
Could not get there. Squishy trying to find the light touch there, could not, but again, Gimmick was there to keep the ball downfield. Rogue get another booming clear. Wonder trying to force his way to the box, only forced his way to Cloud9. And carrying this as far down as he can.
Now another chance. Gimmick's going to take his time, low on boost himself. But as I was saying, though, Jorby, you know, against Cloud9, you just can't give them the space and the boost to do what they're doing. Otherwise, you'll see what happened. Game 1, it was just devastation.
And AJ looking for the ball here. He's going to play it out to his own back wall. And Kronovi from midfield. Just going to wait for the hit from Cloud9. Pays off for him, at least for that touch. And a quick challenge in the attacking third. Rogue aggressing here. And Kronovi again from midfield. Rogue looking for that inch against Cloud9. Challenged again. It's knocked high and away. Hit out to the side. Torment booms it downfield. It's played up high against the backboard again. Gimmick is there for another shot opportunity. Easily blocked by Kronovi. Torment again against the backboard, looking for a second touch. No good. Cleared again by Rogue. Kronovi, quick pass out. And Rogue moved down the field again. Some pressure from Cloud9 there, but nothing to do. And still 0-0. Squishy. Long clear down the field, and it feels like we have been that way for about a minute and a half now. Just a lot of long clears. Both teams trying to control the ball. Neither team wanting to let that happen. No one's cracked just yet. Kronovi looking the length of the pitch for a teammate. Only finds blue cards wherever he goes.
Yeah, and that hit was pretty hopeless. And a demo from Squishy is going to give a numbers advantage to Cloud9, but it had just been no threats coming out from the Rogue offense. Cloud9 handling everything, forcing Rogue to just launch the ball back to the blue half where Cloud9 can immediately begin their counterattack.
Rogue threatened here against Cloud9. Only get it back to their third. Here's Gimmick around the corner, but Rogue getting to the ball again here in the corner. About a minute left. Just a tug of war between both squads right now. Gets that one pull that just puts everything in their favor. Gets them what might be a 1-goal game at the end of game 3. This is it for Rogue. They have to play mistake-free, you feel, if they want to force game 4. That shot off the crossbar, that's the best chance they've had all game. AJ couldn't finish.
Yeah, I would love to get another look at that shot. It looked very scoreable from where we were seeing it. And AJ in last series hitting crazy shots, and now an open net, and Squishy gonna get the first goal for Cloud9. A turnaround, and it's not what Rogue wants to see.
Not at all. Another open net from Rogue in this match, and it bites them at the worst possible time you could allow an open net with 32 seconds left. Cloud9 knocking on a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, it just didn't look like the Rogue defense was expecting AJ to hit that right down to Squishy. AJ put it right in front of Squishy's bumper, and Squishy immediately put it on net, catching everyone on Rogue by surprise.
And that shot blocked by Gimmick. Kronovi tries to pass it back, but it's to nobody. Everybody getting sucked up, trying to force something to happen. Instead, they're their own worst enemy in this match, and Cloud9 score a second easy goal.
You know, it was the right idea. If there is a player in the mid who you're communicating with, that would have been a perfect pass. But you saw the Rogue attacker right behind Kronovi, who was going for the hit and was actually thrown off by the touch from Kronovi.
And this will do it. Cloud9, a 3-0 sweep. Our first 2 stream matches of the day. Rogue got a sweep of their own, now getting swept by one of the best teams in Rocket League. Cloud9 look as good as they always do.
Absolutely. Cloud9 getting the win. And they looked fantastic. They really did. Gimmick, Squishy, Torment, all playing a part in this. Torment having good goals, Squishy making opportunities, Gimmick with the passing plays. All 3 of them just smothering Rogue, not giving them any space to work with.
And Rogue had opportunities. I mean, we saw the one shot from AJ that was just wide of the net, and you felt like he had a little bit of room to work with to score a goal. Even still, Rogue had 7 shots on net. 4 or 5 of those felt like they were solid opportunities, but they just couldn't find it. And again, this is this feeling out period for Rogue. How do they stack up against one of the best teams in North America? Well, maybe they're not quite there yet.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see now Cloud9 on day 2. We'll see them moving on. They got their 2 wins for the day. And Cloud9, you know, we had our questions answered. They're looking good. But now the question is, is Rogue going to be able to pull through? We saw them take the win against Savage, but this was pretty rough for them. We saw a lot of miscommunication, missed opportunities, and, you know, it was rough for them.
It was rough, and again, you can't lose anymore if you're Rogue. 2 losses in day 1, and then you are out. So it's tough with these groups. It's tough to be able
This
to
is
get
the
to
most
that
brutal
2-win.
Rocket League tournament we've ever had.
And we've been saying it over and over again. We'll be saying it for the duration of the weekend. But you gotta like Cloud9, how they looked. I want to go back just to that gimmick fake against the backboard. It's not only, it's less ballsy than it is just, wow. You just don't expect that kind of thing because you see it so rarely. So, Dread, Gibbs, Chiefs, tell me, Cloud9, expected.
I mean, I think to some level, right? We expected them to get the victory. The question was how dominant and how efficient within their play. And it seems like they were pretty clean cut.
It was clean is the key word there, where they didn't give up a lot of possession, a lot of scoring chances. They played a lot of defense, and that's when Cloud9 has been really shining over these past 4 or 5 months, where their defense comes up first. Like in Season 6, they led all teams in North America for the first time in defense, and it seems like they've been really playing that well, where Rogue only scored 2 goals in 3 games.
Yeah, they definitely played, but of course at the same time, Rogue also able to stop the bleeding after game number 1. I mean,
sure.
Cloud9 put them put him in the ground in game 1, 4-1. His next question, Cloud9 playing really well. And a couple of the top 3 plays that we got to see was great stuff, but it played out kind of exactly how I thought. You know, you were going to get anything but being able to hang on to the ball. And in those games 2 and 3, Rogue just couldn't hang on to the ball. They tried to push up forward. They got boomed down the other way, open goals a couple of times, but the challenge game on point.
And the one big advantage in game number 1, Torment, just a lot of offense from him. And whenever he has a lot of offense for Cloud9, they look really, really strong. Because if that's a 3-man offense, Cloud9 is not going to lose many games.
I think that was the one thing that stood out for me for C9 within this roster is we so many times talk about Cloud9 and go, when are we going to see all 3 effective within the offense? When are we going to get Torment to be a little bit more involved, right? And it seems like when they do, that is with them in their prime. It felt like it took 0 time for Torment to get involved here, joining us up on the desk. So what are some thoughts? Was it hard to, were you guys mixing something up, or was it very smooth and natural? Just another day in the office here.
Yeah, I think we just had a good day. We came out, Squishy and Gimmick were playing insane. They were giving me some great setups, and yeah, it just flowed really well for us.
That's really awesome, man. And then, going forward after this victory, do you feel like, there's anything that you're maybe going to be looking out towards, any opponents down the future, or anything you're looking to hide?
Nobody in specific. I mean, everybody here is really good. It's like everybody says, one of the most stacked tourneys, ever, probably the most stacked. So honestly, we just have to play our best and, get our wins against like everybody basically if you want to win this thing. So,
Chiefs and Gibbs, any questions?
Torment, for me, it seems like Cloud9 for your whole team has been more about defense than offense and like less crazy plays. Has that been a factor in scrims, or like are you guys just kind of like figuring it out on the fly?
Yeah, we usually don't overthink it. Honestly, we just kind of go what feels the best, I guess, and what's working, and I guess we just focus on like having good rotations and. Yeah, just shows, I guess.
So was that the biggest thing that you guys decided to work on after WSOE? I mean, obviously, tough loss, not being able to come out with a win there. What was the one thing you guys wanted to change coming in here to Leipzig?
Yeah, I guess just rotations and consistency. I think we just, at WSOE, we just kind of had a, poor event. I mean, we still got top 4, but like in like the flip side series and our Dignitas series, the both series, we also just, weren't consistent.
Torment, I want to go ahead and ask you as a reigning world champion here, with this being the most stacked tournament and having some of the best international representation, is there anything that you would like to say to maybe some of the other competitors there at this tournament? Maybe a lookout, something along those lines?
Take some shots.
We're trying to repeat what we did at Atlanta, so yeah, that's what we're going for.
There we go.
Everybody's got to watch out, yeah.
I like it, man, there. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be kicking off more here, DreamHack Leipzig action in just a bit.